So I acquired this box of cards over the weekend. This was at the HashUpCon 2024 event, which is where this playmat's from. This box is from 2023. So this box is full of Magic cards. This is from a friend of mine who basically uses me as like the Magic bank. We're always exchanging cards, and this is what he said was his bulk that he was dropping off with me. I don't know exactly what's in here. I took a quick look at some of the cards to see is this actually bulk, and it seemed actually pretty interesting. So there might be some pretty good stuff in here, and we'll take a look at it and try and get some values and see what I'm gonna be owing him maybe. Yeah, well, let's just start looking at this, I guess. I mean, I think there's gonna be some pretty interesting cards in here. So up front, there were some lands here. These, full art lands are good, right? Some of them are more desirable than others. These ones are... They're not bad, actually, It's an interesting design. Some people like these. I did notice there were a lot of rares in here. So I'm going to have to figure out what kind of piles I want to make. So probably what I'll do is take out cards that I know have, somewhat significant value. And then others... I might end up just like scanning everything basically because it's just the one box, but let's see here. So I think it's going to be a lot of Commander deck cards. Vela here. Not really going to bother separating mythics from rares. Quintorius. Captain Gathrod. I don't know if that's good or not. That might be. Rick Smithies. This used to be good. Look, Dull Master's foil. I don't know. I'll put that in the maybe pile. I'm probably going to scan literally every card regardless. So at the end of the video, I'll have a better idea of what the good stuff is. Gandalf, Tameo. Okay. Kenrith, foil. So that is the Buy-A-Box promo? Yes, it is the Buy-A-Box promo. And then there's this one, non-foil. I think this is the one that I have. That I use in my Kenrith Commander deck as the commander. If it was foil, I'd swap mine out for that one. Kenrith is probably still pretty good regardless, though. Regardless of which version it is. Sisay. This one's pretty cool. Sisters of the Undead. Foil. It's the Olivia there. That one's definitely worth taking out. I know for sure. Quartzwood. That was pretty good for a while. It's still a good card. Got reprinted in the pre-con, but let's take that out. Some foil uncommons there. Let's see. Chromanticore from Commander deck. I'm not sure if that one's good anymore. We'll put it in the maybe pile. We got a lot of sleeves I have left over here. This card is awesome. I remember when Dominaria United came out, I wanted to open this, but I never did. I think that it's probably come down a lot in price, but it's still a super good card. I mean, Flying Menace Haste. When it attacks, draw 2. That's insane. Commander, no wait, Modern Horizons 3 stuff there? Right? Yes. Another Rick Smithies. Is that the good ultimatum? Eerie ultimatum? One of the good ones? There's a crew fix. Maybe a foil Infamous Cruel Claw. That's pretty cool. That's a card that was really hyped when it came out, but it came down a lot. But it's still a cool card though. Some things like that I like finding because even if it's not worth anything, I just keep it because it's cool. Some older stuff here. This is from the Brothers War Commander deck. Yeah, there we go. There's an actual older card. Time Sifter. Wait, what does this do? At the beginning of each player's upkeep, each player removes the top card of his or her library from the game. The player who removed the card with the highest converted mana cost takes an extra turn after this one. If 2 or more players are tied for the highest cost, the tied players repeat this process until the tie is broken. That's an interesting card. So this is like the clash mechanic before it was a mechanic, I guess. Interesting, this is a rare in this deck. The Warhammer deck, Everflowing Chalice. I think that's like a common in some sets. Lots of commander deck. This card is good for standard. Lots of commander deck dual lands there. A foil Deserted Beach. This card's pretty good. Mycosynth Gardens. Blooming Marsh. It's okay. Botanical Sanctum. Sure, I'll take those out. It's a pretty off-center Oasis card near there. Things like that, I don't think it's off-center enough to really have any kind of premium. You can even see a little bit of the registration mark there. But it's still, it needs to be more off-centered to have a premium in price, I think. This card's really good. Goblin Anarchomancer. I always read this as Goblin Narcomancer. It's a different kind of magician, I guess. Reliquary Tower. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, and Decanter. Look at all of... Wow. All the mana rocks. It's probably going to be like a million Arcane Signets and stuff. Because I think this friend of mine probably buys like literally every commander deck, it seems. Because I've bought bulk from him before. And I want to say there in one of the lots that I got from him, I think there were literally like 40 different exotic orchards. It's a Pokemon divider. Aragorn, the Untire. Miri? Is Miri good? Grand Arbiter. That started to go up, actually. Space Bellerin. Maybe. I think this card is really good. Treacherous Greed. I think it just needs the right home. Just 2 pre-release promos. This one's been going up. Annie joins up. Some of these cards, like the Warhammer deck cards, I have no idea. I'll just have to scan them. What is this? Invasion of Alara? Got enough of them there? Trainer. I thought about putting this in my Tarmogoyf tribal deck. These are the Restless. See, it would be pretty good in there, I think, but it didn't quite make the cut. Another Saruman. Stained Glass of Johnny. It's Lord of the Rings stuff. Yeah, the HashUpCon event over the weekend was pretty awesome. It was at the this is old school Jaleva. It was at the Command Fest in Toronto. So the HashUpCon was a Chaos Collector sealed. And it was only 3 rounds. Actually, a funny thing happened. I'll stop if I find something. I think... No, not that card. Anyway, it was funny. So it was an event that was hosted for me and my YouTube community, basically. So I was playing in it. However, I got dropped from the event at the start of the first round. So like they put up... You know, they sat everyone down, handed out the sealed pools and stuff. And after that, when they put up the pairings for the first round, I couldn't find my name there. So I went and spoke with them, and I looked in the app, the companion app, and it said, like, thanks for playing or whatever, and I was like, well, what's going on? So I went and spoke with them, and I had been dropped from the event as a slime, sure, an Avenger. So what happened was... when the judges were going around, making sure everyone was in the right spot and whatnot, I was not at the table. They saw there was an empty spot there. The reason I wasn't at the table is because the event staff called me away to do a little interview talking about the event. But I wasn't at the table, so they saw this person isn't there, so they said, okay, well, the person isn't here, we're going to drop them from the event. well, that was me. So yeah, they dropped me from the event and then had to add me back in. Blossoming Tortoise, I think, is pretty decent, isn't it? Had to add me back in. It was kind of a big mess to get it figured out, but basically what happened was in the end, they figured the easiest way was to just give everybody a first round win. So it worked out well for everyone. People got more prizing, so basically everyone won in the end. So yeah, that was interesting. But it was a pretty awesome event, though. I probably met some of you that are watching right now if I did. It was cool to meet you. I always enjoy meeting viewers. I haven't seen anything too big. You know, nothing more than a couple of dollars. I feel like there's probably going to be some decent stuff. I think that's a good card, isn't it? Hellkite Corsair? I keep on having to stop because I don't know if you can hear the laundry in the background. The washer is going. It's above me. And it keeps on draining the water and you can hear it quite loudly. So I just stopped talking and then I'm going to edit those parts out. So I can only imagine how it's going to look once I'm finished. Sometimes I'm able to edit those parts out and make it look so smooth that you can't even tell, but I had to do it a lot for this video. It was ruined. I remember this card was quite good for a while. I don't know if it is anymore. Goblin Spy Master. Yeah, Monstrous Rage. I'm a big fan of that card. Mana Geyser is probably good. Blasphemous Act. Million printings, but it's still good. Urabrask. The cheap one. All Will Be One is that's probably the biggest card we've found so far, I think. Shevin Devastator was alright for a while, but I think it's really fell off. Yeah, that All Will Be One, I think that's probably the biggest find so far. Maybe War Storms? It's probably like $1 War Storms. Not much else. Yeah, a couple more Monstrous Rages, sure. I have quite a few of those in foil, because after it came out, like I pretty quickly realized how good that card is. So whenever I found a foil, like if I was buying cards, if I found a foil for like 50 cents or less, I would just add that into my order. This is pretty good now, Force of Despair. Deep Cavern Bat is apparently all the hotness in Standard. Here's a whole playset of it. Go for the Throat's good too. 3/4 of a playset of that one. I was gonna say the Bad Shieldred, but even the Bad Shieldred is still good, so that's good. Liliana there. Dracula. It's pretty cool. I think this Court of Locthwain is pretty big, isn't it? I want to say that went up a lot. Blood Artist is always good. Plum the Forbidden's good. I don't know why this Razortooth Rats is in here, but we got Rats. Sir Conrad, once again, always good. That is a destroyed Champion of Stray Souls. Line of the Void. In Standard now. You can play this in Standard. Okay, I mean, I can imagine that might be less than $1 now. A foil offer you can't refuse. Felt like that was a promo for a long time. It's still a good promo though. People like their cats. Eugene's Insight. Enter the Infinite and Hullbreaker Horror. Well, 3 different versions of Hullbreaker Horror. Dark Spark Double is always good. Sakashima. I'm pretty sure that's good, isn't it? Sakashima. Baral's alright. Arcane Denial. There's another offer we can't refuse. Reconnaissance mission. Reconnaissance mission. Bunch of persistent petitioners. There's like $1 each. Path to Exile, sure. Thalia. It's a lot of Thalias. Whitestone's Twilight is alright, isn't it? This was good in Standard. Brutal Cathar. Adeline. This card's awesome, I think. I tried to make a mono-white aggro deck, and I had this in it, and I really liked that card in it. Just the deck as a whole wasn't quite as good as I wanted it to be, but I did really like that card in it. Leyline of Sanctity is cool. It's been printed a whole bunch. Hopeful Initiate. I'm not sure if that's still good. What is that a thing on the card? Or is that just like printed on there? It's hard to tell. Zatalpa. Big money. Some more stuff I'll just have to check after. Million Swords to Plowshares. Another Adeline. Or is it Adeline? I don't know. There goes the water again. I'm not even going to edit that one out. I'll just leave it in the background for you. That's a big one. And then, oh yeah. This is literally, I'm pretty sure this is just like bulk commons and uncommons. I'm pretty sure I put this pile in here of just like random stuff. Because I was looking for somewhere to put it and there was room in this box. Just at the end of the event, I needed somewhere to put some random stuff. Let's go through this really quickly. Stab Wound. Command Answers. Nothing too... I mean, there's like a Rest in Peace, but... Oh wait, there was one thing. The Spoil Stroke of Midnight, I like that card. I see another Aven Interrupter in here. So, those are... I just pulled out the things that I'm certain of, basically. But then, as I said, I think I'm going to scan basically everything in here. So that might take a little while, but I'm going to do that. And I'll come back to you. And probably by that time, the laundry will be finished. So you won't have to listen to the water anymore. But I will be back in just a moment. Okay, so that took a while, but I scanned a significant number of the cards here. I used the Dragon Shield app this time. But here we've pulled out the best things. So the things that I scanned up, it came up to about $474 US by TCG Player mid pricing. So it's about what I was expecting, actually, because, you know, as I was saying, it seemed like there was some pretty decent stuff in here. So these are the best ones up top here. This actually was the top card, the All Will Be One here. It's still quite good. There's this foil promo, an offer you can't refuse. This one, I remember the foil in particular. I know at one point it was definitely 60 Canadian dollars and might have actually been as high as 80 at one point, but this one, it was a pretty big card for a while, but you know, it's still good. People like Cat Jace there. We've got the Shieldred Whispering one there. There was a Royal Elemental, the Hellkite Courser. This version of Hullbreaker Horror is still pretty good. It's, you know, kind of the fanciest version that you can get, kind of, unless it's in some secret lair, it might be. An old card there, Grip of Chaos. And we got a Sakashima, a couple Force of Despair, a couple Adeline there. This Iker Moon Gauntlet. Apparently the proper way to pronounce this is Icor, but it just sounds weird. It sounds unnatural to say. Anyway, we got the Gauntlet. Chivalric Alliance there. This Baldur's Gate card here for the horror tribal stuff. Some cool stuff. And then here's the other stack of, you know, cards. Probably, you know, like $3 plus cards, maybe $2, things like that. So it's a decent amount of stuff there. And then, you know, a whole bunch of actual bulk rares and things like that. But yeah, there was some pretty decent stuff in here. And this is kind of different from like a random buy video because like I didn't buy this really. It's, you know, it's not necessarily buying something and trying to make a whole bunch of profit. It was more, you know, a friend of mine gave me his what he calls his bulk box. I took a look through it, and now I guess these cards are mine, and at some point in the future I'll give him some cards as well. But anyway, it was fun for me to look through. I hope it was fun for you to watch. If you're still watching though, thanks for watching. It'd be cool if you can like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. I'd encourage everyone to come join my Discord server. You can find a link to that in the video description below. If you're looking to buy any custom playmats or tokens, you can find a link to my store, the Snug and Dave store, that's also in the video description. And if you want to buy any Magic cards, you can get those from MTG North. They're a supporter of the channel, and they've also got their own channel, which is quite entertaining. And also, I'd just like to take a moment to thank all the patrons that support me on Patreon. But otherwise, though, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.